Hello, everyone. For those of us that just watched that panel, I hope you were able to take deep inspiration from these fantastic youth leaders that we had on stage, moderated by our very own Baba Lua so beautifully. I'd like to take a few minutes while we're all on the platform to walk you through a special call to action that the Charter for Compassion has prepared, and more specifically, the Charter for Compassion Global Youth Network has prepared. And I think it's very interesting to see that we have heard so much from wonderful individuals today, and so much of our conversation has been surrounded around peace and justice and all that we can do as the youth of the world to bring some change in our communities. And with that, I would like to take this time to acknowledge that we stand here today at an extremely tragic and dangerous moment in history. We bear witness to the ongoing genocide in Palestine, the loss of civilian life on both sides, and the extending genocidal war by the occupying forces in Lebanon. Cries for justice echo across the world, yet often fall on deaf ears. The reality of life under occupation is a constant reminder of the cruelty of oppression and the silence of those who could make a difference. The injustice in Palestine is not isolated. It is connected to every other struggle for freedom and equality worldwide. The atrocities and unrelenting violence in Syria, Afghanistan, Tigray, Sudan, the Congo, and Ukraine, as well as the genocide of the Rohingya and Uyghur communities, along with countless other areas ravaged by conflict, has brought untold suffering and continues to threaten the very existence of our shared humanity. These injustices call us to take a stand, to challenge systems that perpetuate violence and disregard human dignity, not just through our words, but through our actions. We are called to rise, not with fear or hatred, but with courage, resilience, and most importantly, with compassion. Our task, by no doubt, is monumental. We must be called to action to create a world order founded in our common humanity, justice, and the respect for the dignity and right to freedom for every single human being. This can only be possible through upholding the principles of compassion. I have often heard compassion dismissed as mere kindness or softness, which might arguably stem from a socially conditioned view that equates compassion with a lack of strength. And while I can understand this surface level interpretation, I also know that it is fundamentally flawed. Compassion is not passive. It is a radical and transformative force that can shift paradigms, challenge unjust systems, and bridge the chasms that divide us. It calls us to reject apathy and actively work toward a future where every life is valued. Compassion demands courage, the ability to see beyond our own fears to the suffering of others and speak truth to power, even when it is uncomfortable, requires an immeasurable amount of strength. And just that ability in itself is perhaps the truest testament to the emotional intelligence we as human beings have the potential to possess. Our call to action for you is to carry this truth with you, that compassion is strength, and that it is the unwavering belief in the possibility of a better and more just world, no matter how daunting the road ahead may seem. Regardless of what anyone tells you, each of you has the power to catalyze this change. You have the ability to transform your communities, to uplift those around you, and to drive the movements that will shape our future. You are the leaders, the innovators, and the change makers who will guide us toward a world where justice, empathy, and compassion are not the exception, but the rule. I implore you to carry forward the 4-paragraph declaration of the Charter for Compassion launched in 2009, which holds more true today than ever, and especially the last paragraph of it, which states, and I quote, "We urgently need to make compassion a clear, luminous, and dynamic force in our polarized world. Rooted in a principled determination to transcend selfishness, compassion can break down political, dogmatic, ideological, and religious boundaries. Born of our deep interdependence, compassion is essential to human relationships and to a fulfilled humanity. It is the path to enlightenment and indispensable to the creation of a just economy and a peaceful global community. You may find and read the full declaration on the Charter for Compassion website, and we invite you to affirm it. I ask you today to commit to carrying forward this spirit of compassionate action and to continue advocating for a sustainable future of peace. And with that, I end our call to action. And I also invite you to stick around for our last panel of the conference, which will tie together so beautifully the themes we have covered. It is titled Strengthening Youth Engagement for Compassionate Advocacy. This is where we will hear from experienced youth advocates who will share their journeys, strategies, and creative solutions to drive meaningful change. This will be followed by our final youth-led sessions and capacity building workshops for the day, and we will close the conference hearing from the Charter for Compassion's Executive Director, Marilyn Turkovich. We have ensured a long break in our schedule today to actually give you time to be able to use the platform to network with each other. Our next panel, which will be the next live session on this main stage, will be open and visible for you to come and view in about 50 minutes from now. So we hope that you actually use this designated time to network with each other, send messages, try to see who you would like to connect with, and we really hope to have you stay with us for the last few hours in our final day of this conference. Thank you so much.